WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Alabama 1st and 10 on the 12. Again, Houston. He's got a hole. He's over. Alabama touchdown.
I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And I believe I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we came to summer and you were playing fullback up there. And I saw you in the weight room and watched the workout in the weight room. And you could pick up, you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and I run back coach big back biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 on your radio dial. The Martin Houston live fan page on Facebook and YouTube, as well as at Martin Houston 35 on Twitter, broadcasting live on those outlets, as well as encouraging you to download the Tide 109 app and take us with you wherever you go, live and local from 6 to 7 most days. And we are so glad to have you as a part of the Tide 109 family. Remember that this is a day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. We got a great show lined up for you. We'll continue conversation and carry over from earlier in the week and just continue to push things and talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide victory against Florida, how they can get better, what some things they can work on, what's your biggest concerns. Is it, the DC, or is it tackling? Is it schemes, or is it execution? Is it players, or is it coaches? Or maybe it's just the opponent in which we played who had their best day. As we were going off the air yesterday, was a question presented that I want to address. And that question was from Curtis Lewis saying, what happens if we find out that Florida was not that good? So hold that in the back of your head. We also can talk about grades. How would you grade the team? We're 3 weeks in, and Alabama is sitting at 3-0, still the number one team in the land, so no blemish on the record, and expect it to be the same coming after this weekend against Southern Miss, who has a little bit of what Florida runs and probably actually helps kind of set things up to help us a little bit with Ole Miss. Of course, they don't have the horses and things that Ole Miss has. Speaking of Ole Miss, in some of the Heisman conversation, Corral has supplanted Bryce Young as the favorite. Is that legit, or is that hype for the game, or is it both? Is it something that the media world knows that will get engagement into that game as those two battle it out? And of course, you already have in 2 weeks Nick Saban versus Kiffin, and of course, Ole Miss has an off week this week, so that's going to make that game even more interesting. So love to get your thoughts, your ideas, and get you in as part of the conversation. 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. The Taco Casa hotline is open for business. Love to hear your thoughts and comments. So good morning, Joe. How you doing, sir?
All great, Martin. It's halfway through the week, and we're doing great over here. We're getting excited for a little Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Yeah, that used to be a regular staple part of the schedule, and they always played Alabama tough back in the day. But we were almost bypassing that game, but it's sets perfectly based on the game that Alabama had coming off of Florida. Another chance for Alabama to improve and get better. I know we'll probably talk about it a lot next week, but is the Corral supplanting Bryce Young media hype, deserved, or a combination thereof?
No, I think it's deserved. I think he's one of the more impressive quarterbacks in the country and in the SEC. Through 3 games so far this year, he's throwing almost 70% completions. He's got right at 1,000 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. So the guy, I think, is an impressive player. He's also ran for another 5 touchdowns. So he's at 14 touchdowns through 3 weeks. I mean, you got to give the guy some props.
Yeah, and I guess you have to ask yourself: is it competition, or is it him, or is it both? They so far, Ole Miss has played Louisville, Austin P, and Tulane, but 14 touchdowns in 3 games is putting up some numbers. I don't care who you're playing because he's not playing all of those games, but they just execute at a high level, and we know that with Kiffin. He has the ability to see what you do, and because of his ability to see what you're doing, not just before the game, but during the game, and then adjust accordingly. So that's going to be a nice showdown. Of course, that's a couple weeks away, and Alabama has a chance to right some things, because there are some things that I saw coming out of that game that I would like to see Alabama do better. And we'd love to hear from you on what those things may be from your viewpoint as well. Curtis Moore this morning saying, not to take anything away from the Corral kid, but I think it's media hype because Ole Miss hasn't played any juggernauts yet. Curtis Lewis said, I would put Corral in the lead because he's done more like running and going down the field. So, I guess that's kind of the question. Joe, we're sitting in the quarterback room. Let's talk about the quarterback room. And of course, quarterback room right now is Bryce Young playing, all of the meaningful snaps. And what kind of grade would you give Bryce Young this morning?
Right now, I would give Bryce Young, through 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd probably give him 88, 91, 92, a high B, low A. I think for what he's been asked to do so far this year, he's done very well with it. He's kind of working around the offensive line, working through their struggles. He's got, obviously John Mechie, very good, but dealing with Jaleel Billingsley's suspension as well. He's played great, Martin.
Yeah, I would give him an A without a doubt. We what we do as fans is we have to critique and see where they're at and see what they're missing. And yesterday we had some conversation around whether or not he's turning the wrong way or not on run plays. And like I said, I had not seen that personally. I did see where there was a couple pass plays actually that led to one of them led to touchdown, where it looks like he turned the wrong way on the fake, and he could have. But I also think part of it is that the play fake was really about the quarterback and not the running back. The play was to get the running back out in the flat in a hurry. And so I think he's done well. What I would like to see, I guess, is after giving him that A minus, do A minus, whatever you want to call it, somewhere in that range. What I'd like to see him do better is early on, Joe, that first play, that first touchdown drive, when he rolled out and he threatened the line of scrimmage, and then he went flat, threw that ball to Mechie. That was an extremely pretty play. You and I talked about it a couple times on the radio, but he has shown that through 3 games, that's going to be his MO unless forced to do something different. So now guys aren't coming off of those receivers as fast, if that makes sense. And so if he's going to take that, to me, another thing he can do to take the next step is actually pull it down and run. You know, that one play where he, the goal line to Latu, if you look at that, it was more of a mistake on how he threw the ball, actually, Joe, than it was him not running, if that makes sense. Latu was wide open in the back of the end zone, right? And if he throws that ball an inch higher, that guy doesn't tip the ball. You know what else happened on that play that caused that tip?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us.
So think about when 45 is running across the field. He's running a route to the sideline, right? Watch him. He expects Bryce to run the ball, and so he turns his back, he's not really blocking the guy, but he's shielding him, and he ends up stopping directly in front of Bryce. If he keeps going, I think it was his guy, if I'm not mistaken, that tipped the ball. If he keeps going just a little bit more, that guy may bypass it. I don't know if how they're trained. See, there's so much stuff we don't know when we're watching what they're trained to do. When he saw Bryce coming, is he trained, hey, shield him so that he can run and not, but keep facing him in case he decides to throw it. But if he throws that ball another inch higher, because it was a tip that caused Latu to miss time and step out of bounds. And if he did that, what would we have been saying about that play? It would have been like, he would have been saying that, well, guess what? That was a great play by Bryce Young. Some of those other times where he's rolling out, there's been other times where he just needs to pull it down. And he did, and I will say he did it one time to extend the drive. I think he's going to have to add that to the game, his game, a little bit more, and it's going to help Alabama sustain drives. It's going to help our wide receivers get more wide open, big plays, especially on third down. So if I was coaching up Bryce Young, I would tell him, keep doing what you're doing, young man. Understand that the speed of the game is faster than practice. And that is why you saw him, I don't believe it was decision-making in terms of him not knowing what to do. I don't believe it's even accuracy, Joe, on the slant pass. I think it's just the speed of the game. And it takes a while sometimes to adjust to that. And that's the first time he's ever played in that type of environment. I think Mechie, Williams, and others were hyped up, and they were a half step faster than the timing that they've developed in practice. Thus, he left the ball a little short on the deep ball, and he like a half step behind on the slant route. Any thoughts or comments on what you tell Bryce Young or those two things that I mentioned?
Well, I think on that specific play with Cameron Latou, he's got if Cameron Latou gets his foot down, we're not even talking about this.
Right.
So like it's a matter of inches of where he is. I think Bryce Young's gonna run some. I think he's probably getting coached to take off it here and there. But I think Bryce Young his part of what makes him special is his maneuverability behind the line of scrimmage to set himself up to throw down the field. We've seen that through 3 weeks, and I think we're going to keep seeing that. I think for a first time starter through 3 weeks, a redshirt freshman, I don't know what more we can ask for Bryce Young. Dominating Miami, leading, taking care of business against Mercer, and then you go down to the Swamp. You have those 2 drives in must-have moments. I think he's shown incredible poise, incredible leadership to go along with his incredible athleticism and his ability to throw the football.
I totally agree. I'm glad Virgil Williams is not my coach. Woo! I'd give him a B until I find out more information. He has played well for sure, but he's also made some mistakes. In my opinion, he has some room to improve, and we'll get there. I agree that he's made some mistakes, but I think that the mistakes. Have not been enough to drop him outside of that A range. But all things like if he was throwing it to the wrong guy, Joe, the guy in the other jersey, and not, timing is something that comes with practice and reps. Or if he was, if he had tried to throw that ball at the goal line that got tipped instead of, and there'd been 2 guys around Cameron Latou, then I would consider that a mistake as well. Everything that I look at that he needs to get better at, I think he needs to, and I think this is a young quarterback. RPO, give the ball a little bit more. You're going to get your reps. I know sometimes these guys hadn't played in a while, and so it's like when they get in there, they had like I got to throw it. I got to throw it. I may not, no, son, you have a whole season. You're the man. It's your job. Go ahead and give it on the RPOs when the read is clearly run. So I would say, like I said, I think overall I give him in the A, low 90, 91, 92, sort of like you would. In worst case, I'd give him an 89 if I was not going to give him an A. But Alabama will continue to get better at the quarterback position. Other areas that have to get better, we'll talk about those on the other side. We're giving out grades to Alabama. If you want to get in on the conversation, add your chat to the box on our social media accounts or call us at 205-342-9904.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, everything pretty quiet on this Wednesday morning. Drive carefully, and if you do see conditions, of course, give us a call, 205-886-8886. Townsend Nissan is taking care of business with low finance rates, extra rebates, and they really need your trade. Go see them. I'm Captain Ray.
The end of summer savings event is on at Townsend Honda. I am Chris Stewart, inviting you to drive a new 2021 Honda Accord and get rates as low as 1.9% APR. Hurry before summer ends and get 0% APR on a new Honda Pilot, Passport, or HRV. Save on your new Honda from Townsend Honda and save on fuel. Log on townsendhonda.com or visit Townsend Honda, Skyler Boulevard, Tuscaloosa. 0% APR on select models for limited time below qualified buyer. Plus tax tag, title, and dealer fees with approved credit through Honda Financial. See dealer for details.
The pitch is moving up a day.
Antonio's animation studio needs a 3D designer today.
What are we going to do?
Someone who's as artistic as they are organized.
How are we going to get all this done? What about the production schedule?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The pitch is moving up a day.
Antonio's animation studio needs a 3D designer today.
What are we going to do?
Someone who's as artistic as they are organized.
How are we going to get all this done? What about the production schedule?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Churches has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite tenders of classic style chicken and spicy or original with sides and biscuits for everyone. So swing by for Church's Feed 6 starting at $20 deals. Churches, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A major air mass change today, becoming mostly sunny, windy at times, cooler and less humid. The high 75. Clear and very cool tonight, the low 51. Tomorrow and Friday, sunny both days. The high tomorrow 76, the high Friday at 80. I'm James Spean on the ABC 3240 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 72 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Sophomart Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at sophmartdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. Want to remind you about a great service happening at Harvest Church. Harvest Church is hosting Reclamation 2021. Reclamation 2021 starting September 26th through the 29th, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Got different speakers on each night. And Tuesday night will be a time of worship, and then the men will be spoken to separately from the women. It's going to be a great time. Invite you to come out and join us out at Coker at Harvest Church, 14585 Highway 82 West in Coker, Alabama, 35452. Come join us. Go to HC Tuscaloosa, hctuscaloosa.com for more information. All right. Let's keep that conversation going. Wow, we hadn't got to the defense yet, but Curtis has responded to that. Let's quickly go through the rest of the offense as a whole. What do you give the running backs as a grade, Joe? And where would you like to see them improve?
Yeah, I'd probably be right on the same line that I'm giving Bryce Young, probably about an 88, 91, 92.
Yeah.
And, I think they've had struggles really with finishing runs. We haven't had that nice breakout run that we're used to seeing from Alabama fans. But I think the running backs as a whole have given us plenty. I mean, what are we averaging? What are we averaging in scoring? So like, we may not be running the ball at a 50% clip. But we're running the ball, I think, at an effective rate.
Yeah, well, I mean, did Najee not kind of like gain momentum as the season went along last year? Did he not just continually get stronger and stronger and stronger? And if you go back and look, those first three drives, you had to be feeling good about the running backs, and the way that game was going. Now, it was not like a celebration, Joe, by the end of the game. And I think Brian Robinson, even though he didn't end up with a lot of yards, I think he had one of his better games. And I thought he had a season-ending injury. I thought maybe that ligament had given out on him on that run where he broke a tackle or two, and then the guy clipped his ankle and caused his foot to kind of come down funny early in that game. But he came back and, of course, caught the pass out in the flat, made a nice move. 2 of the 3 touchdowns was to the running back in the passing game. I can't tell you how many times I don't judge running backs just on their ability to run. I judge them on the complete game, and if you look at how they're helping in the pass game, A+ there. If you go back and look at how many times B-Rob stepped up in the gap and blocked a linebacker on a blitz from Florida, A plus. On runs, I probably give him right now B plus. So so overall, I would give the running backs an A for the overall running game. Do we need to get stronger in our running game? Yes. How much of that has to do with the running backs versus the O line? We'll wait and see about that. But I'm not disappointed with our running backs, but I think the ceiling and opportunity for them to get better is high, Joe. And I think we're going to see that as the season goes along and they get more comfortable. All right, the phone lines are heating up, so let's go ahead and get to the phone lines. First of all, let's get with Robert in Mobile. Robert in Mobile, you're up next. Then we got Virgil and Curtis Moore on hold. Robert, welcome into the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, guys.
Hey, now.
I agree with you on Bryce Young with that A minus, like I around 90, something like that, around 90.
Yeah.
And if he, improves with the RPO and, reading your RPO and, hand that ball off when it does really need to be handed off and running himself, he can easily quickly get up to that A plus category.
Yeah.
So that's the problem for Alabama right now is that we need an A plus quarterback, that really carries all the babies that we need to be. In the past, we didn't need a superstar quarterback. We didn't need a game manager. In fact, Nick Saban have superstars everywhere else. And quarterback, but be middle of the road.
Yeah.
I heard that started the shift where the quarterback became more athletes and more superstars. And of course, with Tua and Mac Jones, they were just superstars.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't have a superstar, what we call superstar running back yet. But I can read you, Brian Robinson, he's gaining there. And the wide receivers aren't superstars yet. So we really need to make that the quarterback needs to be the best player on the team, which will be the first time since Nick Saban's been in Alabama that we need our quarterback to be our best player on the team right now.
Yeah.
So that's where we are right now.
Yeah, and I think Bryce Young has more. I think he has more role, more responsibility and weight than any of the quarterbacks that you mentioned. Any of the superstar quarterbacks, I don't think any of them have started off with as little proven support as he has, and that's why the other reason I would give him an A minus, A to A minus in terms of just what he's done with the fact that he has 8 total new starters and and 9 guys in positions that were different than last year. To have done what he's done, I would say, does he have a ceiling? I think his ceiling may be higher and his opportunity to improve may be higher than any other guys we've had before him. Anything else you got for us? Any other group you want to hit real quick before I let you go?
Yeah, of course, the running backs, I totally agree with you there. I've got me on the B plus category.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you that they're still in yet, and I do see that improving, especially with Brian Robinson. Those numbers are creeping up. I expect a humongous game this weekend. And
Yeah.
I'm sure, I don't doubt him. I know he won't disappoint. And of course, the defense, linebackers, started out great. They look like they were 80 guys first couple of games, and now the competition getting tougher. Right now, they're B minus.
Okay.
Because the defensive line very low B minus, almost a C right now.
Yeah.
From that last year. So that's my grade. Those are my grades.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Robert, man. Appreciate you, sir. All right. That's Robert from Mobile. Let's go to Virgil. Virgil, you in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning, Martin.
Hey, man, you grade on a curve, don't you?
Well, I think we're both grading on a curve. I think you're grading on the opposite side of the curve. You're giving him benefit of the doubt, saying that the receivers are doing something differently.
No.
You could be right, but there's been multiple times when he's been behind the receivers in all games. He's thrown the ball high.
he missed the deep ball. Even the announcer said he should have thrown it earlier because the man was running open earlier. And I go back to the times when everybody used to say, and don't get me wrong, Bryce is playing good. Okay, I'm not bashing the young man. Bryce is playing good, but I go back to the times when y'all said the Tuas of the world would throw the man open. Well, this man was running open for a while. Bryce had time in the pocket and waited too late to throw the ball.
Yeah, but you use Gary Danielson as your backup and collateral, and anything Gary Danielson says, I take the opposite, Virgil. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Now, okay. So let's flip that. And I think y'all are cheating Bryce by giving him an A because Bryce has a ceiling that is through the roof. And I believe by giving him an A so soon, y'all are saying his ceiling's not as high. That's just the way I grade. I think he has a higher ceiling. I give him a B for right now, playing good. Needs to make a few more adjustments. Needs to make a couple of better decisions, and he's in the the A minus, A plus, and then can get to the the straight A, can get to the A plus.
But see,
and that's just the way I
see. But I don't grade him based on. I'm not giving him an A. I'm not going to lower his grade because he has a higher ceiling. I give him extra credit. In other words, I'll do the way they do now. Virgil. These kids now. When we were coming along, we got 90, 95, 99, or 100. Now they get they can have 110 grade. So I'm giving him, I'm grading him on that scale that these young folks use today. And what I'm saying is, if you take the fact of everything that Bryce Young is playing with and who he's playing with and what we've had to do in through 3 weeks, he has played as good or better than any of the superstar quarterbacks, whether you want to call there's not a quarterback under Nick Saban that has played as well as he has in his first 3 games. Yes, he's made some mistakes, but those things happen every game and at every level is what I'm saying. And so, yes, when he gets those things, he goes up to an A plus. But I'm saying that without him playing, I don't think Alabama wins Saturday if Bryce Young doesn't play at an A level. And I think he's played at an A level every game because I think that's what it requires right now if Alabama is going to be successful offensively. And that's like you said, we're taking different approaches to it. You're saying I think his ceiling is much higher, so I want to give him room as he improves to bump his grade up. And I'm saying the kid's ceiling is high, but he's played really well to this point.
I'm not saying he can't get over the 100 mark like you say, because yes, there is room for that. But what I'm saying is, in my opinion, the play he's played now, with what I've seen now, I will say, the first game I was watching it on a very small screen, could not see it. Basically, it's like the same way on the second game. I'm having to watch it on my phone because I was traveling. But what I'm seeing, and it's limited, and there was some cutting out stuff like that. But then I go back and I try to watch the replays, didn't get to, but there were some plays where I feel like he was off target.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you on the off target. He has to learn. Go ahead.
There is some times where, and the same thing happened with Jalen, and it happened with Tua as
well. What I'm saying on those pass plays, Virgil, when I say his timing's off, I'm not saying it's not his fault. I'm saying that was the first time, and you see it all the time when you try to rep practice, but everybody just plays more intense and faster, and where you and I see it and go, he should have threw it sooner. He probably threw it the exact same way he's done every time at practice. In other words, he gets back, he gets set up, and he launches it, but timing wise, he doesn't understand that there's more adrenaline in those guys going. And I'm saying to you and I, it looked like he should have threw it sooner. But that may be an insane point, and I keep saying may because I don't know. That may be at the exact same time as he's been letting it go at a certain landmark in practice. And so with practice and then get to the game, it's faster. If he's still doing that same thing, if we had thrown that deep ball multiple times and he did that multiple times, then I could tell you clearly, he is not adjusting. He needs to adjust. He come back this week and we go deep against Southern Miss and he leaves it short like that when a guy's running that wide open, then I can tell you it's his decision-making or lack of pulling the trigger. So I think we're saying the same thing. I'm just saying that he, as a young quarterback, he hadn't understood, hey, I got to be either quicker or I have got to throw it deeper because these guys are faster in the game than they are in practice. So I think we're saying the same thing. We just have a different approach of how we're grading what we saw.
Well, I'm not talking about the quicker. I mean, I'm talking about he's throwing behind receivers, not just on that deep ball. In every game, he's had some behind the receiver throws where he's missed the. Now, I could be seeing it. That could be a wrong cut, just like y'all say. But the way I grade is not on a what if. Y'all give him the what ifs. I'm taking the what ifs away from him.
But you're not grading the receiver at the same time. You're just grading the quarterback on every throw, from what I can tell. That's what I'm saying. You're just saying it's the quarterback. You're not saying it's possibly the running back or the receiver.
On a timing route, that's one of the reasons why I hate timing routes. That's just one of them things. I understand that's part of the game. But he was throwing it to A spot and he goes to B spot. That's the kind of it's one of them tricky situations where now you've got to decide who made the wrong call.
Yeah.
Who went the wrong way.
And sometimes it's the receiver who took the wrong route to get there.
Or got bumped.
Right. And didn't get off free. But it's a timing route. So
right.
But you hey, like I said, you just hey, listen, it's okay, Professor V. You just grade on a tough curve, man. I'm just kidding.
I don't think we're in any danger. I think he's a good young quarterback.
Yes.
He has an upside. He's got to make some better decisions.
Yep.
At the goal line, yeah, if he makes that pass, it's like everybody says, you swing at a 3-0 pitch. If you ground out, you made a bad decision. If you hit a home run, you're a hero.
That's right.
If he hits that pass, everybody, we're not having this discussion.
Yeah.
But he's wide open to run it in. And to me, being a leader, and I don't know what the coaches are telling him, and we were talking about this yesterday. To be the leader, you've got to make the decision. I'm going to get this for my team.
But he in his mind, he thought he was. That's what I'm telling you. He saw that guy wide open in the back of the end zone, and if the ball isn't tipped, he's right.
But it could be. But also, and the tip did slow it down. If it didn't get tipped, would it have drifted him out of? You know what I'm saying? Because he's running. And y'all know how the balls go when you're running that away and throwing that away. They kind of carry.
Yeah.
Could have carried him on out of bounds. So, and it was our guy that tipped it. He actually thought the ball was coming to him.
Yeah, and he should have kept running. If he had kept running, he would have moved himself, and it would have been a straight shot to Latu. Well, I got the run, but you got anything else before I let you go?
Yeah, the running back situation. I think our biggest problem with running back is play call.
Yeah.
I don't think Bill O'Brien is giving the right running call. We're running the ball straight up the middle every time, and we're not giving our guys a chance really to make these big plays. Because if we're doing RPOs, like you said, we're not getting the good blocking. We have not run any tall sweeps. We've not run any. Now, I know we're throwing to the flat, and when we do, what happens? We get big plays.
Yep, they're making people miss.
Kind of outside runs. I think that needs to be I would grade Bill O'Brien right now at a low B. He's barely out of a C, in my opinion, with his play.
All right. Well, like I said, Professor, keep it up, man. Thanks, Virgil. Appreciate you, sir.
All right, man. Y'all have a good day.
You too. All right, come back on the other side. We'll get to Curtis, and then we'll get to Scotty Hollins, Johnson Marshall Dentistry, Christian Moment of the Week.
100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, we have a minor wreck on 15th Street northbound near McFarland. This is beside the Regions back at University Mall. Light drizzle around the area. This is reducing visibility. Just slow down and be careful. Townsend Nissan is taking care of business with low finance rates, extra rebates, and they really need your trade. Go see them. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash. Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
The end of summer savings event is on at Townsend Honda. I am Chris Stewart, inviting you to drive a new 2021 Honda Accord and get rates as low as 1.9% APR. Hurry before summer ends and get 0% APR on a new Honda Pilot, Passport, or HRV. Save on your new Honda from Townsend Honda and save on fuel. Log on to townsendhonda.com or visit Townsend Honda, Skyland Boulevard, Tuscaloosa. 0% APR on select models for limited time below qualified buyer. Plus tax tag, title, and dealer fees with approved credit through Honda Financial. See dealer for details.
The pitch is moving up a day.
Antonio's animation studio needs a 3D designer today.
What are we going to do?
Someone who's as artistic as they are organized.
How are we going to get all this done? What about the production schedule?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Nick Saban calls it the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper level of leadership development and personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our pep talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour lunch and learn, which we can customize to meet your needs, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com. That's peptalks35.com, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.org. That's the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Right now.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. Let's get to the phone lines. Curtis Moore, you are in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Martin, man?
Oh.
Good. See y'all debating about grades or whatever.
Yeah. What you got, man?
Hey, but real quick, I want to switch it to a different spin here if I can.
You can.
I want to discuss both sides of the trenches, the offensive line and the defensive line.
Yep.
Now, for the O-line, I still kind of believe in Doug Marrone. I mean, he's a new coach coming in, and we did replace a lot of folks there on the offensive line. So I kind of, I really believe that's going to get better. But as far as the defensive line goes, and I know everyone's jumping on Pete Golden, and he is, that's his responsibility as the DC.
But with Freddie Roach in his second year there, with basically the same guys that he had last year, are you confident that that we can get this thing better as far as the run stop defense on that defensive front? Because what I witnessed there in Gainesville, man, I don't know, man. I mean, we got the same guys last year.
Well, who would you have as your first two or three guys?
Oh, you talking about defensive line?
Yeah, who would you have?
Man, see, if LeBron James was healthy, I would have him, but he's not. So I'm gonna say I will have. Well, okay. First off, in nose tackle, I have Tim Smith.
Okay.
All right. Massive.
Okay.
On the other end, and then since we play a 3-4, I guess a Boyd.
See, I would get Young would be out there. Young would be playing either nose or one of the tackle positions. Because to me, he seems disruptive. He has to me some of that Barrymore flair to him. He just always seems to flash when he's in. I would probably play Tim more, especially in pass situation. Tim seems to be more of a pass rusher, and then Matheson and Boygby would be the other guy. But I don't know that we have that combination in a lot, and so I don't know. I mean, undoubtedly DJ Dale does stuff at practice that we don't see because I'm not dogging him. I'm not saying he's not, a good player, but he just doesn't seem to. And maybe his job isn't to make plays. Maybe his job is to free up the linebackers, and he does that better than the other guys, and the other guys make more plays. But that's what I look at, Curtis. And I would have a different rotation to start off with, and I think that would help as well.
Yeah, and like I said, I just wanted to take real quick on it. I know we're running out of time here.
That's okay, but
that's the thing, no one's really talking about that defensive line. They're talking about Pete Golden, but the trenches is what matters. If they would have did a lot of stuff in the trenches, I mean, a lot of that stuff, against Florida probably wouldn't even happen.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, but it's going to be a while. We're going to have 2 more weeks of that speed option type running before we get to Texas A&M, which is going to run downhill. And so I think Ole Miss is going to take the script, and Kiffin is a lot more creative than Mullins even. And so that's what's going to make that game important. But hopefully getting a little more practice with Southern Miss. Suppose they run a similar style. So, all right, let's. I need to get out of here, but you got anything else before I let you go?
No.
All right.
I know you gotta go. I know we got Scotty on deck.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. And we'll have to get your insight on maybe what it was like in the stadium when you got a little time. Okay. All right, let's get the break here. Coming back on the other side, we'll have Johnson Marshall Dentistry Christian Moment of the Week with Scotty Hollins. That's up next.
100.9 traffic. From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, we have a minor wreck on 15th Street northbound near McFarland. This is beside the Regions back at University Mall. Light drizzle around the area. This is reducing visibility. Just slow down and be careful. Townsend Nissan is taking care of business with low finance rates, extra rebates, and they really need your trade. Go see them. I'm Captain Ray.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread.
Good Wednesday morning, and boil water order remains in effect in the Perry County city of Marion this morning. It comes after a pump central to water distribution throughout the city broke down Monday. It has now been repaired, but the water being pumped is not safe to drink yet, according to Perry County engineer DeAndre Kimbrough. Pallets of bottled water have been obtained from Alabama and Tuscaloosa County EMAs and are being passed out at Marion City Hall. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more local news, sports, and weather coverage. It's free. I'm Don Martin.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about Tuscaloosa Custom Carving. If you're looking for a way to add value to your home, make your flower beds pop, make your landscaping stand out from your neighbors, then Tuscaloosa Custom Carving can help you do just that. They have numerous styles, but they feature the Moroccan Stone Curve series, which includes 4 great styles and unlimited color choices. That's Tuscaloosa Custom Carving. They are the one that can help you stand out from your neighbors. Tuscaloosa Custom Carving, 205-331-8800. 6823. You may also find yourself with the need for a custom size stone or custom shaped stone. Then Tuscaloosa Custom Carving can help with that as well. Paul Fuller and his team are waiting on your call right now for that free quote. And if you tell them that Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show told you to stop by, you'll get a big discount. So call Tuscaloosa Custom Carving at 205-331-6823 or visit them online at Tuscaloosa Custom Carving LLC.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers built for business with Windows 10 Pro. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Succeed anywhere with Windows 10 Pro. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
We're short of PCO today. Let's try to stay on schedule. New customers have Emery's exterminator business buzzing. She needs new specialists to tackle a swarm of appointments.
Norwegian tree mounts. That's a first.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show, and it's now time for the Johnson and Marshall Dentistry Christian Moment of the Week with Executive Director of Blueprint Ministry, Scotty Hollins. Good morning, Scotty. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Mark. I am excited to join you once again. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Hey, let's get right into it. We're looking at Champions of Character. This is week 2, but we need to highlight the young people from last week. So I'll toss it to you to catch everybody up.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have to highlight guys a week behind. So what we'll do is we'll highlight our Champions of Character from last week. So what I mean by that is the Champions of Character that were in the paper on Saturday, we'll highlight them today. Then we'll move on to our new character quality for the week. So I just want to show you this, guys. I want y'all to get this. So front page of the Tuscaloosa newspaper, I should say front page of the sports page. All right, but look, we're right here on the back. You literally just flip it over, and that's where you'll see our student athletes of the week. I'm not sure if y'all can see that very well.
See it. We can see it.
A really good spot that, full color and the full back. So check that out. All right, so here's what we have. These are our Champions of Character for Vision for Northridge Middle School. We got Evan Malone, and we have Avery Warren. For Central High School, we have Jekiah Smith and Kyla Carruthers. For Northridge High School, we have Jacob Hall. He's a football player. Bodie Vale, football as well. For Paul Bryant High School, we have Cameron Ellis for football and Aaron Kernethan for volleyball. For Westlawn Middle, we have Rodnia Taylor, and we have Calix Spate. For Eastwood Middle School, we have Jocelyn Calhoun, and where's my other Eastwood? And Bondarius Tucker. And so, those are our student athletes of the week. We will have, that's 12 today. We will have 18 this upcoming week. We're going to put 18 in there. So we'll get 3 per school. We got 6 schools. That gives us 18. And so just want you guys to go get that newspaper and then check out, and just look at the back of the sports page. You'll see our Champions of Character for the week. And make sure you celebrate these kids. So, so let's get on to our technical quality for the week. Our technical quality for the week is resilience. All right, and here's a simple definition for resilience. It's getting back up when you've been knocked down. Mark, have you ever been knocked down?
Only once. Per day.
Getting back up when you've been knocked down.
Absolutely.
Mark, have you ever gotten back up?
Yes. That's the only way to do it.
I'm glad. I was going to say, Mark, I wouldn't be talking to you if you hadn't gotten up, right?
That's right.
And so here's the thing. I want to read today about one of my, again, there's so many people. The Bible is full of resilience. But I want to read about a guy by the name of Paul, the Apostle Paul. And I want to just share with you a few things that he went through and that he had to persevere through. And
being knocked down, I would imagine. But listen to this. He was, and I've shared this before, but I thought it was perfect for this situation. Paul, this is kind of him going back through all he had been through to this point in his life. He says, 5 times I received the Jews from the Jews the 40 lashes minus 1. You guys are familiar with the Passion of the Christ, the lashing that Jesus got right before he literally went to the cross, right? And think about this. Paul says he received that 5 times. Did that get knocked down, Martin?
Yes.
But he got back up, guys. He got back up. 3 times he says he was beaten with rods. Once he was pelted with stones. 3 times he was shipwrecked. He says he spent a night and a day in the open sea. Guess what? He says, I've been constantly on the move. I've been in danger from rivers, danger from bandits, danger from my fellow Jews. He says, in danger from Gentiles, in dangers in the city. Wow. In dangers in the country. Man, we can't get no piece of the country, Martin. in danger at sea, in danger from false believers. It was like he was running from it, but he's like, I'm in danger everywhere. He says, I've labored and toiled and have often gone without sleep. I have known hunger and thirst and have often gone without food. I've been cold and naked. Besides everything else, I face daily the pressure of my concern for all the churches. Who is weak and I do not feel it? Who is led in the sin and I do not inwardly burn? Listen to this, guys. So you hear all that he went through, right? And I think that was his short list, Martin.
Yeah.
A little bit more. So you hear all that he went through, but listen to this. This guy wrote 13 of the 27 New Testament books, right? So we don't get a chance to experience all of that. We don't get a chance to experience this book right here, the Second Corinthians, if he didn't get back up. Resilience is, guess what? Getting knocked down, but getting back up.
Absolutely. And something that the Alabama folks can hear us talk about and relate to that story even was 3 touchdowns on the first 3 drives. Oh, man, 3 and outs. First time in like 10 years. And then they come back in the second half and have 2 drives that were in the teens to give their team enough points to win. They can our sports fans can relate to that. Well, that's the attitude we have to have in life, Scotty. Hey, it's not always gonna be touchdown drives. Sometimes you're gonna have some 3 and outs. What are you gonna do when you get that next chance? Hopefully, you'll go down and score another touchdown, get back up. Tell our listeners where they can get you, man, and be resilient and encourage them to be resilient one more time.
Absolutely. Hey, you can reach me. You can go to www.blueprinttuscaloosa.com. You can send me a message there. Come straight to my email. Guys, I just want to encourage you. You will get knocked down today. My challenge is to get back up. You have the grace of the Lord with you. Trust him. 2 things I'll tell you. Pray, ask for his help, preach the truth to yourself, and get back up and run.
Yeah, and like I tell so many people when I'm going, hey, go be great and keep blocking. Eventually the hole's gonna open. All right, baby. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep it up. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you, man. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Remember this: trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll tide and have a blessed, prosperous, and a resilient day. For the Martin Houston Show, for Joe Gaither, for all of the listeners, chatters, callers, and myself, we say roll tide and catch you on the flip side.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports.
You too, Joe.
100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.